Welcome to Team Perry's Step Out of Line podcast, featuring co-hosts Perry and Lori Finkelstein. Together, they explore, meet, and share inspirational stories with guests who have made a positive impact in today's world. This podcast resonates with our hope to make this world a better place one step at a time through love, acceptance, and uplifting conversations.
Jordan Andino, who is a phenomenal chef who does contemporary Filipino extraordinary cooking.
Yeah.
Just to let you know before we start, I am probably the worst cook, and Passover is not my forte. So basically, my family just doesn't say anything while we eat and just looks around and wonders why I cook. But so totally don't get you at all. But Perry and I were reading about you beforehand, before we did this interview, and I read that at the age of 9, you knew that you wanted to be a chef.
Yeah.
How did you know at the age of 9, and how did you see it happening and coming to fruition?
So here's the thing. My dad's a chef, right? And when I growing up in kitchens, you don't really know anything else. You don't know what you want to do or whatever, but you know that you like whatever your dad's doing. Obviously, when you're young like that, your father's a hero, and what he's doing, you're so enamored by. And when I was, I guess, when he, in a kind of weird way, forced me into it. Here's the thing. My dad's a chef, so every time I go see him, so my mom and dad are split. Every time I'd see him, he's working, so I'd have to be in the kitchen with him. I kind of just developed an affinity for it, and I started to love it, and I caught on. I don't know what it was. I think it definitely just was a natural knack for it, but I caught on, and I was just like, you know what, this is something I'd love to do more just in my life. And my dad, I'll never forget this. He brings me aside, and he says, and my dad's he's a man of few words, and he typically doesn't praise me that much. And so he goes, he brings me aside, and he points to everyone in the kitchen, and he says, "You see all them?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Even with as young as you are right now, you're better than all of them in that kitchen." And I was like, damn. So when he said that, it resonated. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know I was good at this, something, or even I could be better than anything, than anyone. So that isn't another child. So that's when I knew. And honestly, I've worked in professional kitchens starting at 9, and I was putting out food to paying customers at the age of 9 till now.
It's crazy. What would you say to kids who have a dream at such a young age? I know, Perry herself is at a young age, she had a dream also, and this was to help other kids like herself, which is just something that she's always had in her, which she wanted to give back because she received so much help from an organization called High Lifeline when she was young. So she knew she wanted to give back to it. So what would you say to, parents of a young kid who has a dream, whether it's going to be gymnastics or they want to be a doctor? How do you support them and push them forward, but still giving them, the childhood, or, it depends how serious I'm sure the kid is also, but, what do you say to the parents? How do they nurture it?
That's an awesome and amazing question. And I would say it all begins with finding one's passion. And, although I didn't know what I wanted, I did realize that I loved what my dad was doing. And even though I didn't know and understand exactly what it was, I just was I respected it. And you could tell as a kid, I was interested in it. So I would say for parents, find many interests of your children, and whatever that is, cultivate it a little bit and dive. You may not be able to, just because with all the time, with all the different things that are happening in our life, you may not be able to deep dive into every single one of their interests or passions or hobbies, but find 3 or 4 and just cultivate it and support them through it and push them into kind of being a little bit uncomfortable. Because I think that's what it is. A lot of people who get complacent or who don't strive for greatness end up becoming complacent and becoming just settled and don't want to kind of reach for more. So I would say, and I'm gonna do that with my children as well. It's I want them to try to find something that they are in love with and something they're passionate about. So I would just tell all parents, help your child find something that they love to do, whatever it may be. It could be anything. It could be in arts, it could be creative, it could be a lawyer, a doctor, or something in the military, whatever it is. There's nothing wrong with it, but I knew that I was going to be good vocationally because I knew I loved what I was doing from a very young age.
Right. We've been following you on Instagram, and we're following you during Corona times and seeing what you're doing. Amazing things in your kitchen, in your home.
Yeah.
I assume at your restaurants, you don't have access to, the restaurants right now because of Corona.
Oh, no, I do. I actually do. We're fully open, and we're open. We're delivering, and we're supporting a bunch of the hospitals in the 5 boroughs and Jersey City and Hoboken as well.
Wow. So that's what we wanted to talk to you about. The support that you're giving nurses and doctors and workers in the hospital is so needed and so.
Yeah.
But I know from experience, sometimes when you give help, it's really, I think you probably are getting the most fun out of this and the most gratification out of it than them even receiving it, which is awesome. But you must be on top of the world right now because you're able to do such a thing for people. It must be unbelievable.
I have this, and I've spoken to so many people about this. I have this let's call it a bug or like a scratch or an itch. And what I find is that, as I give 40 meals, like I gave 80 meals today and to 3 different hospitals. As I did that, I was like, all I could find myself was saying, I wish I could give more, and I think there's something in me that, never settles. So if, let's say I complete something, I immediately look back and I think, could I have done it better, faster, more efficient, or something and I don't want to, but subconsciously I apply that to this. So yeah, I'm going to feed 600 people this week. Could I have fed 1,000? Like what else can I do to up that and double that, 1,200?
Right.
So I'm happy and I hope that whatever I'm doing is helping, but there's something in me that isn't allowing me and I know it's definitely a flaw for me. It's not allowing me to celebrate it because I want to do more. Like let me feed 10,000 people. Let me feed the entire hospital. Like whatever. I don't know how to do it. Right. So it's more like I just want to do whatever I can, and unfortunately, this is all I can do. But I'm hoping that it does make some sort of impact.
It does. It's not a flaw because Perry has the same flaw as you say. She raised $90,000 for High Lifeline this year with the marathon and all the fun.
$90,000?
You were a part of it with your Charity Buzz auction prize that you helped us with. So as soon as we were done, and I'm thinking, whoa, 90,000, this is so great. And Perry's like, yeah, next year we're doing 100,000. And
Perry, that's what I'm talking about.
Right, her teammates looked at her and were like, okay. And I'm thinking, oh my God, it's a lot of work, but Perry is never satisfied. You're very goal oriented, and
yeah,
I think you're a high achiever, as is Perry. So the two of you, I think, have that, and it's certainly not a flaw if you can do something about it and make it happen. I wish I had that in me. I know it's a great trait. Speaking of
trait, that's a better that's a better way to describe it. Trait, yeah.
You're a fellow marathoner. Perry just completed what marathon? Her 9th marathon. She crossed over the finish line in Miami.
You're 9?
You had your friend Scott Rogowski interested in marathon.
He was there. Yeah, he was there, right?
He was there with us. So first time marathoner, we're trying to walk him through it. It'll be fine. We'll cross over at like 6 hours for a half marathon. You'll be fine. He did it in so much under 2 hours. He was fast.
Wait, no, not under 2.
He did it. Yeah, he did it. I think 1:30. 1:30ish. He was because I think he's very long legs, and we're all at a disadvantage to that. He's
tall. He's definitely tall. He's he's.
And he was wearing like a Superman cape and a tutu. I don't even want to think what, but he was unbelievable. And then he kept saying, "I wish Jordan was with me because he's my marathon guy." So you're gonna have to do it 1 year with him because he's phenomenal. And I don't think he stopped running. He's still training. I know in January next year he's planning on doing the marathon again. And he was just unbelievable. And we were laughing because first time marathoner, you don't really expect it. And he was awesome. You are always in training. You're always working out.
Always.
And you're working out on your terrace, apparently.
Yeah, and in this little area, you can kind of see. Do you see the weights right
Yeah.
there?
I
Yeah.
have that also. It's very hard to be motivated, though.
Yeah.
Watching you sometimes just gets us all going. We could do this. I have my trainer actually ran the marathon with last year, and he's doing it again next year, and he trains us every day. But how do you keep yourself motivated? You know, you do so much. How do you keep keep yourself going?
The, it's weird. I would say I actually use sleep as a gauge. How well did I wake up and I'm like, how good was that sleep? And if I think that I could have gotten a better sleep, then I know for a fact it's because I didn't exert enough energy on the day before. So it's like this morning I woke up and I was like, you know what? I didn't sleep that well. I'm like, all right, let's like exert all the energy. So at the end of the day, I'm just like, and then super tired.
Okay, so it's like you and Perry are twins almost, right?
Yeah, Perry. It seems like we got a lot in common here.
Yeah, a little craziness over there, but for sure. Thank you so much for talking with us, and it was great to meet you in person here. And we'll see you again soon. And keep feeding everybody in the world because they need you, and you bring a lot of happiness to a lot of people in New York right now. We're very proud of you. We're proud to know you. And hopefully, maybe we'll see you with Scott at the marathon.
No, not hopefully. It's going to happen for sure.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so you start bothering him, but he's running, so you have to.
Yeah, I know. Him and I we're actually doing we're doing an interview like similar to this next week. Next week, yeah.
On his show.
Yeah, on his show. Yeah.
You got to dress up for that. He's wearing nice little jackets and suits.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll make sure I'm fancy.
I think he's even funnier when he's trying not to be funny.
I just him and I hit it off immediately, so like I'm just happy to call him a friend, and I'm glad that he introduced me to you guys too. So
yeah, thank you, Jordan. Take care, stay safe.
Nice to meet you, Perry. All right.
Bye.